Him from Terms of Endearment, Purple Rose of Cairo. He's currently starring in a new movie called Checking Out, opening in New York and Los Angeles today. Would you welcome Jeff Daniels?
God, I'll tell you.
I can get you a hell of a buy on a nice electric jacket. You want to have that thing wired?
Short circuit. I mean, this guy doesn't think about things like getting short-circuited.
He says there's no problem.
Yeah, well, right. Every time I come here, I learn something. It's
that?
just amazing. It's just, electrically heated clothing, you know, and last time I was here, you had some woman who hadn't eaten any cooked food in like 20 years.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. She would get the vegetables out of the ground, just eat them right out of the ground. She'd eat rose bushes, she'd eat dandelions, she'd eat, this and that. She was Looney Tunes, but she was
just a little bit. You follow all the strange people, huh?
Yeah. You had a guy. First time I was here, you had a guy. It was great. No, it's great because you had a guy who was a slingshot expert.
True.
You know, and he was from Georgia or something. And he would load up his slingshot, and he says, "I got to warm up, Johnny." And you had bottles on a thing, and he just, and he had these like little rocks that were like golf balls.
You got a good memory.
Yeah, well, I've been here 3 or 4 times.
You follow all these strange acts, huh?
And he'd miss the bottle. He'd go through the back of the set, and I'm like back here like this, and geez, it was
good to see you again.
No, good seeing you.
If I remember when we talked, you're not a city guy. You don't like living in cities. You moved back to in Michigan to a small town.
Yeah.
Is that a permanent move now?
Very permanent. We built this home.
You just didn't care for the lifestyle?
No, the phone rings enough so I can make a living. I'm all right. But there's L.A. and there's New York, and I don't like either one of them, so
That's very unusual. I admire you for making that decision.
Well, thanks. We built this house. It's a huge home. They always say if you're going to build a house, it's 20% more than your budget. Well, we went 2.5 times more.
No, that happens.
And so the bank calls me quite a bit.
No.
They like to know, you working? I said, no, not right now. I'm not. That's all. But it's been.
And when I say small town, that means different things to different people. I grew up in small towns, but I'm talking about, I think, for one of the first small towns I lived was about 1,200 people. No, it's just.
I'm bigger than that. We're 3,500.
That's pretty. You see, people laugh. There are a lot of towns in this country that are a lot less than that.
Yeah, but we're going through a mall war right now.
A mall war?
Yeah, it's got 2 stoplights, but this guy decided that he was going to build a mall. Like this country needs another mall.
Yeah.
So, and then this guy across the street decided he was going to build a mall too. So we got this mall war going. They're having there's a hardware store and a drugstore store in this one, and there's a hardware store and a drugstore. It's like, come on, guys, get out of here.
Now, do you get involved in these civic things? I mean, you
No,
go down
I
there?
stay out. I stay out at the house and, hide out like, J.D. Salinger or something. I go into town and it's...
In other words, they want to keep, people who live there obviously want to keep it the way it was, and somebody else wants to develop.
Yeah, it's, yeah.
Now, what do you do for fun, or entertainment? Is there,
I go down, there's a local store. I go down to the store. Yeah, it's like being retired. It's great. It's every day's Sunday.
Like a drugstore or something? You just sit
No, it's a little general store. They got...
Don't tell me they got a pot-bellied stove there now.
No.
And a pickle barrel. I'm not going to go for that.
No, they got a guy named Gordy who is just this guy who chain smokes and the topic of the day about a week ago, I was down there, and the topic of the day was what you ate for breakfast. They go on this thing, and Gordy claims that he eats 12 eggs for breakfast every morning. That's his only meal. That's it. 12 eggs, gets him through the whole day.
For the day?
Yeah. So the whole town is like monitoring Gordy's health.
Yeah, I would think so. How do they treat you there, knowing that you're in the entertainment business and you've made motion pictures now?
I'm like their
Obviously,
favorite.
you're the only celebrity in town, I would guess.
Yeah, well, the mayor's pretty big.
Yeah.
The mayor's pretty big. But it's like they're kind of, proud. I'm like the local sports team you might cheer for or something. So
yeah,
it's okay. It's kind of like I go into town and you can hear him. He's in town. Did you see him? I saw him. He was in town. I saw him. He came into town. Yeah, I saw him. I didn't see him, but I saw him.
Didn't you have a baseball team at one time?
Yeah, I sponsor this softball team. Slow pitch softball, which I don't know.
Was this back in this town in
Yeah, it's our 3rd year. I'm going to work all summer doing movies and stuff, so I'm not going to be able to play. Usually,
what's the name of the team?
Kavanaugh Clams.
The Kavanaugh Clams.
Yeah. We have the nicest uniforms in the league, but basically, other than that, we're about 500, and we we get beat up quite a bit. But I've played slow pitch softball, and I don't know if anybody out there plays, but it's always been a very exciting game. It's very macho, you know. You got all these guys who leave their brains in the truck and come out and boom, like that, you know. They play 30 games, say they hit 70 home runs, and they walk around, they go to the bar, and they just, you know, it's like, you know, I hit 4 taters today. You know, it's a stupid game. I can't believe.
And you're in it.
I'm in it. I'm not in it this, but it's like idiotic. I mean, you got these guys who, and the pitcher, like, will stand, and he'll get it, and it's like all this macho stuff, spit, and then his last thing is this. It's his last move. He puts this big arc on the slow pitch thing, and I'm going, why am I doing this?
And they can do wonderful things over there with this.
These guys can, well, those guys.
Yeah.
But these guys, it's like, I'm going to put it on the outside corner right now.
So now, is checking out the latest picture playing back in your town in Michigan yet? Do they?
I don't know where it is. It's about 8 cities. But that opens today.
Yeah. What's it about?
Oh, it's about a guy whose best friend dies. I'm 35, and the guy dies, and I go through this basically midlife crisis and mortality, and just, you know, thinking that I'm going to die. Now I'm you know, I'm having trouble breathing, and so I go through the whole movie. And the doctor says, "You're fine, you're fine." I said, "I want a second opinion." You know, you know. So it's going through the whole.
Do you feel personally you're going through a midlife crisis?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine. Just, I mean, I'm, you know, 40 may be that may be a.
Yeah, once you get past that, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's all easy. Anyway, we're going to take a break here.